Alright, welcome back to the channel. So in this video I will talk about some New Year's resolution. It's a little belated New Year's video. It's quite overdue on the 11th day of the year, but well, we still have more than 350 days of the year, so I guess I'm not that late. So what I'm going to do in 2021, this is what this video is about. I would like to share my plans with you, and once I talked about my plans, I will be a little more inclined maybe to go through with these plans and will actually do what I set out to do. So on this YouTube channel I will try to publish videos in this year too, maybe not as frequently as in 2020, but I will try to keep up with kind of a good pace of coming up with new things, because there are videos that I should be doing in 2021, and the most important part is to finally continue on with my Arch Linux installation series, in which we are taking a deep dive into the Arch Linux operating system, where we are trying to understand the installation process. And while I've already covered everything that's in the official installation manual on the ArchWiki, there, once you finish with that, you still just have a very bare minimal system with only a command line interface. And while I talked about like installing the bootloader and setting up bootloader and things of that nature, most people also want to have a graphical user interface on their computer, so I will be talking about that too. I would like to install DWM with the StartX option, because there's already a video of me installing like a regular desktop environment. I think it's the Budgie desktop environment with a like a graphical login screen and things like that, but I think going with the StartX option, so starting with the command line and starting the graphical interface from the command line, is maybe a little better way to get a more deep understanding of how the graphical environment works. And DWM is especially a good choice for that, I think, because that is a kind of, you have to compile by yourself from the source code, so that will give us a little more challenge, I think. And in this video series I am not backing away from challenges. And what other thing I want to do about the Arch Linux installation things is, for those people who are not doing this for the challenge but just want something that works, but we have kind of the confusion around desktop environments. Well, confusion is not really the best word. It's kind of, well, how do you call it when you have just too many different choices and you don't know which one to choose? So that's one. I want to help with your choice by basically installing every available desktop environment from the Arch Linux repos on this virtual machine, and we will go and compare them to each other, as I did with my big video editor comparison video. I will try each one out to be able to give you a comprehensive look on what each of these desktop environments are capable of, and maybe you will be able to choose which one looks better for your specific use case, or just take a look and see if is there any meaningful difference between them, or can I just choose one like randomly. Okay, the other thing I want to talk about is, recently I've been using a lot the Git version control system, and I would like to make a tutorial on how to resolve merge conflicts, because, well, if you are working with other people, there is the case when two people start to work on different things, but one person finishes first and the second person doesn't update the code based on that before finishing their work. So when the second person tries to merge their changes, it might have some conflicting changes with the previous person's work, and resolving these conflicts is not as difficult as it looks first. Well, it's also not easy. If it's like a big code base, then you have to make sure that you resolve the merge conflicts in a way that the code will still run. But anyways, I'm trying to make a video where I can show how these merge conflicts arise and how can we easily, or rather not easily, but what is like the correct attitude towards trying to resolve these merge conflicts. So that will be another video tutorial hopefully in the near future. I will be putting on more OpenSuspect videos. I'm currently almost finished with one of my things that I'm doing. Well, the code is, well, I think I finished, but the code is under review at the moment by the other contributors, so they might give me some more things to do with that code. So once the code is accepted into the main code base, I will be doing video on explaining that, and if I'll have, and hopefully I will have a lot of future contributions, I will be explaining the code for those too. And hopefully the OpenSuspect game will be also finished, or at least reach a playable point sometime in this year, and we will be able to record some real game sessions and share those with the viewers here. And maybe, you, the viewers, can join us playing OpenSuspect together and you can get into a video with me. Okay, what other projects do I have in mind for this year? So it's been a long time in the planning to get into OpenWRT for a more secure home internet connection, but well, I didn't really do anything about it because at the moment I am living alone, and well, the router that the cable company gave me is just serves whatever purpose it serves, but I would like to expand and do a few things that I would rather do using an open source firmware, an open source operating system running on the router instead of the whatever proprietary thing is on that's probably not being updated ever, and who knows how many security holes are in there. But my current router, I'm not owning that, so that's also a problem. I would like to purchase one and put OpenWRT on that for security things. And so I will also work with Nextcloud. I already have a Nextcloud instance set up, but I will be constantly tinkering with it, trying to make it optimal for my use case. And if I come across anything useful, I will of course make videos of that. And OpenWRT also, I will probably make videos if and when I start working on that. Python programming is something I've been constantly doing in the last year or two to a certain degree. I didn't really make any videos about that because I haven't achieved anything impressive. I didn't come up with anything that I wanted to share, but maybe this year, 2021, if one of my Python projects will reach that kind of maturity, maybe I will even make videos about them. And well, I am continuing doing Godot game engine programming to make the OpenSuspect game, and also I will probably, if I'll get more into it, I've already learned a lot about this programming language, basically the scripting language of the Godot game engine, so hopefully I will gain a little more inside knowledge in that game engine and will be able to come up with more and more use cases for that and even make other games or things like that. So one other thing I wanted to show before I go is this new customization screen that I was working on, and which is in the current pull request that is under code review at the moment. So you can see that I implemented this the hair color and the facial hair color and the skin color changing, what is it called, the shader that I had made the tutorial about recently, and we can see that there is some quality of life enhancements to this, but it's still not perfect because we've just been discussing that we need these all these options to be translatable So for if you change the language, these things should also change. So maybe I will have to adjust the code a little, but basically this is what it currently looks like. Someone was having some complaints about this skin color changer, but basically in this code, these skin color changers are just PNG images. So if someone can come up with a better skin color matrix or skin color selector image, they can just make a PNG image and replace it. So this is kind of part of the of what I was doing in the OpenSuspect project. And for the OpenWRT, I've been looking at these two routers. These are very powerful and kind of expensive routers, but OpenWRT supports both of them. Both of them actually come with a USB port where you can connect like a hard disk, an outside hard disk, and you can use that for file storage, so you can do backups to that or whatever. You can use them as kind of a file server, file sharing service. I just read that running Nextcloud on OpenWRT on a router is probably not a good idea, because these things are not fast enough to provide a good experience with Nextcloud, but they can serve as like a backup storage, they can serve as a file storage, multimedia storage. Like these are even advertised as such with their original firmwares, but if I purchase these kind of things, I would probably rather run the open source software on them and just tailor the experience to my specific needs. Alright, so this is the end of this video. Thank you for coming back, and have a happy new year, and let's spend a little more time together in this new year. And well, if you have any questions, you can leave them down below. I recently helped someone with their Arch Linux installation during or under one of my videos comment section, so I always read the comments. If you have any technical questions, I will try to get back to you, and if we cannot sort it out in the comment section, you can send me an email. You can find my email address on my YouTube profile page, and I will try to help as much as I can. And currently I'm not charging any fees for that, and probably I won't be charging any fees for things like that, unless someone tries to hire me to, I don't know, install Arch Linux on their computers. I am up for grabs, but you know, just comment, leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to this channel if you are intrigued about this presentation and want to see what's gonna come up in 2021. Bye bye!